Welcome to Reddit family. Feel like your grown-up kids are drifting away? This Reddit story is about a 55-year-old dad who traded lectures for a golf club and won his son back. Let me take you through it, because this isn't just some quick tale you skim and forget. It's a real journey, one that might hit close to home for a lot of you out there listening tonight. Imagine a guy named Tom. Yeah, let's call him Tom. Sitting in his living room on a quiet Sunday morning. He's 55 now, got a little gray creeping into his hair, and he's hunched over an old laptop that still makes that annoying whirring noise every time it boots up. Tom's not what you'd call a tech guy. He's the kind who still says the Facebook like it's a formal title and thinks texting is some kind of modern miracle. But he's scrolling anyway, sipping coffee from a chipped mug that says "World's Okayest Dad." A Father's Day gift from years back when his kids still thought he was cool. He's not looking for anything special, just checking in on life, seeing what's up with his family, especially his son. Jake! Jake's is 28 now, living 300 miles away in some busy city where the rent's too high and the traffic's a nightmare. He's got a decent job, a girlfriend, a whole life of his own, and Tom hasn't heard from him in weeks, maybe months. If he's honest, it's not like they're on bad terms or anything dramatic. No big blowout fights or slammed doors. It's just that slow drift you don't even notice until it's there, like a boat slipping its anchor. The phone calls got shorter, then stopped altogether. The texts, maybe a happy birthday or a quick "I'm fine" if Tom pushes hard enough. And Tom's left sitting there, wondering when his little buddy turned into a stranger. He thinks back to the old days a lot, back when Jake was a kid. Tom would come home from the shop. He was a mechanic then, hands always stained with grease, shirt smelling like motor oil. And Jake would be waiting by the door with a baseball glove or a beat-up skateboard. "Come on, Dad, let's go," he'd say, all energy and big eyes. Tom wasn't always patient. He'd grumble sometimes. "Cut that hair. You look like you're in Metallica." Or "Pick up your junk. This ain't a landfill." Jake would roll his eyes, drag his feet, but he'd do it. Then they'd head out back, toss a ball around until the sun went down, or Tom would tinker with Jake's bike, while the kids sat cross-legged on the garage floor, asking stuff like, "Why's it make that noise, Dad?" Or "Can we make it go faster?" Those were the days. Messy, loud, simple. But time moves fast. Jake grew up, got taller than Tom, traded the skateboard for a car, the backyard games for college, then a job. Tom tried to keep up. He'd call every couple of weeks, leave voicemails. Jake never returned. "Hey, just checking in. How's work going?" Or he'd send a text. Took him forever with those clumsy fingers. And get a "Yeah, I'm good" if he was lucky. Most times, nothing. He'd stare at the phone, that little screen, glowing in the dark, and think, "What happened to us?" He wasn't angry, maybe a little hurt, but mostly just lost. He figured this was how it went with grown kids. They move on. You fade out. End of story. Except this Sunday, something shifts. Tom's scrolling through Facebook. The coffee's gone cold in his mug, and he stops on a post from Jake. It's a picture. Bright green grass, blue sky, Jake standing there with a golf club in his hand, grinning like he just won something. The caption says, "Finally broke 90T. Tom doesn't know much about golf. He's a wrench and socket guy, not a putter and tee man, but he knows 90's good. Jake's proud of it. And then, like a bolt from the blue, it hits him. "I've got golf clubs in the garage. These aren't shiny new clubs. Nothing like what Jake's probably swinging. They're old, beat-up things from the 80s, back when Tom's buddy Dave dragged him out to a course one weekend. Tom was awful. Hit more dirt than balls. Spent half the day fishing clubs out of the sand traps. But he kept them anyway. They've been sitting in the garage ever since, shoved behind a rusty toolbox and a stack of car magazines with dog-eared pages covered in dust. Probably home to a few spiders by now, but they're still there. And Tom gets this wild idea. He grabs his phone, fumbles with the tiny keyboard, swearing under his breath when he hits the wrong key, and types out, "Want to hit some balls this weekend?" He stares at it, thumb hovering over the send button. It's a long shot. Jake's busy, probably too cool for his old man, but he sends it anyway. 5 minutes pass, feels like an hour, and then his phone buzzes. "Sure, Dad." 3 words. Tom nearly drops his mug. Coffee sloshing onto the table. He reads it again, just to be sure. "Sure, Dad." He wasn't ready for that. He figured Jake would brush him off, say he's got plans, maybe next time, but no. "Sure, Dad." Tom's grinning like an idiot now, wiping up the coffee spill with his sleeve. Already halfway to the garage, he digs those clubs out, brushing off the dust with an old shop rag, feeling the weight of them in his hands. They're scratched up, grips worn smooth, but they'll do. For the first time in forever, he's excited, nervous too, but mostly excited. Saturday rolls around, and Tom's up early, tossing the clubs in the back of his pickup. An old red Ford, paint chipped from years of hauling parts and tools. He drives out to meet Jake at a public course a couple hours away. Nothing fancy, just a place with patchy grass, a few trees, and a snack bar that smells like hot dogs and stale beer. He's nervous as hell pulling into the lot, palms sweaty on the steering wheel. What if it's weird? What if they run out of things to say? But there's Jake, leaning against his car, some sensible sedan, nothing like the junkers Tom used to fix up. With a golf bag slung over his shoulder, he's taller than Tom remembers. Broader too, with a beard that still throws Tom off. He's not a kid anymore. They say hi. Shake hands, it's awkward, like they're strangers meeting for the first time. Tom pops the tailgate, grabs a couple of beers from a cooler he packed, hands one to Jake. Figured we'd need these, he says, and Jake smirks. Takes it. They head to the first tee, and Jake's up first. He's smooth, steps up, swings, sends the ball straight down the fairway. Clean as you like. Tom watches, impressed but not surprised. Kid's always been good at stuff when he puts his mind to it. Then it's Tom's turn. He grips the club like it's a hammer, swings hard, too hard, and the ball slices right, smacks a tree, lands in the rough. Jake laughs. Not mean, just caught off guard. Nice one, Dad, he says, and Tom chuckles, shrugs. Been a while. They keep going, hole after hole. Tom's terrible. Loses 3 balls in the first 5 holes, curses under his breath when one plops into a pond. But something starts to happen. Jake's is giving him pointers. Loosen up your grip, Dad. Or swing through, not at it. Tom tries, messes up, tries again. They laugh about it. Jake's got this dry sense of humor Tom didn't know he had, cracking jokes about how Tom's form looks like he's chopping firewood. By the 9th hole, they're sitting at a picnic table near the clubhouse, cracking open another couple of beers. The sun's dipping low, painting the green in gold and orange. And they're talking, not about heavy stuff, not jobs or bills or life plans, but dumb things, like how Tom swings so bad he could clear a forest, or how Jake once lost a club in a pond trying to impress a date. It's light, easy, like they're just 2 guys hanging out. Tom realizes something's sitting there, watching Jake sip his beer and squint into the sunset. He doesn't need to fix Jake's life, doesn't need to lecture him about haircuts or hustle or whatever else he used to harp on. He just needs this. A day on the course, a couple of beers, a few laughs. Later, he posts on Reddit. I didn't fix his life, but I fixed us. Yeah, and that's the truth of it. This story's about simple. No big drama, no Hollywood ending, just a dad and his son finding their way back to each other over some bad golf swings and good company. Being a dad isn't about always being right or having all the answers. Sometimes it's just about showing up, taking a swing, even if you miss. Hits home, doesn't it? Maybe you've got a kid you haven't talked to in a while. Doesn't have to be golf. Could be fishing, fixing a car, grilling burgers in the backyard. Point is, it's never too late to try. Got a story about reconnecting with your kids? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. Subscribe for more tales like this. I'm here every day with stories from Reddit and beyond. So stick around. See you tomorrow.